Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'll abuse the shit out of that.
I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I be trying to feel like, no, I know what he talking about. whole time I'll be like, man, what the hell is he talking about? Then I find out, I'm like, yo, what? Like, yo,
Yeah, you got somebody walking up, breaking it down to you, shit you ain't even know.
How did you think of that?
Yeah.
How did you think of that? I just was asking him that earlier. We was listening to Burner Phone about 4 or 5 times. I'm like, yo, bruh, what was you thinking to be able to put that together? How you put that together to make that rhyme, to make the words used, like nothing about that was off.
Yeah,
it was nothing regular about that.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying to him. I was like, just with the way I was thinking about, I gave you power and like the depth that Nas went into with that shit. You know what I'm saying? 5309. What did he say? 539 385 and 0. It's talking about the serial numbers on the shit. You know what I mean? And just the way that he went into depth, it was like, if I'm going to use that as like the mold for my story, I gotta go just as in depth as he did, just in the way that I have to do it in terms of talking about a burner phone. You get what I'm saying? So that was what kind of inspired like the whole, I was at Target, you know what I'm saying? Threw me in with the eggs and the almond milk and the whole shit about like, the one cell phone that was mad, and he was mad because he was a 7 with the finger identification joint, but the newer iPhones now, they got facial recognition, so the old iPhone was whack now. You get what I'm saying? And that was the reason why he was like, you get what I'm saying? It's a burner phone, so they're expendable.
Right.
And so it's kind of like it's just you know what I mean? Like it's just
you went,
yo, bro. The man mentioned,
you said it.
I heard it first on the freestyle.
Yeah.
What was that, Bootleg Cav?
Yeah, so I did that on purpose because it was like I could have went to Bootleg Cav, and me and OJ talked about it in Potts. Shout out to Potts too. He should be here,
money.
But he wasn't able to make it. But before we went to Bootleg Cav, I was like, yo, I got an idea. I should do this joint. I should do burner phone over the Nas I Gave You Power, just to like really paint that picture for people if they didn't know what I was doing already. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, like this was the idea. You get what I'm saying?
No, that's dope.
Yeah.
The man talked about how the phone. You gotta think. Only reason we keep getting these new phones every year is because they came out with the payment plan for everybody. That's $32 a month. That make it easy for you to pay that. The man said what he said. This is $33 a month. You only want the tax up front. That's a fact.
He hate because my camera sucks.
They hate me because my cameras every year is a new camera on the iPhone.
There you go. And again, it just goes back to, just when I was thinking about it, I was like, like the whole thing with like AI, like artificial intelligence.
Kick that button down real quick. Kick it back.
There you go.
Yo, shout out to my bartender, Mateo made it, by the way.
Come on, Mateo made it.
Let's give a round of applause to Mateo made it, the illest bartender in the
Hey,
nation.
he been missing, man. He been missing.
It's like self-preservation. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when you think about AI and shit, nobody, no life form or anything like that wants to just be, expendable or die or be killed off. You know what I'm saying? So that was like the whole thing behind it. It was just like, shit, you ain't about to do away with me.
But from that perspective, though, and then just taking on that whole persona, like getting into it, lacing it, and then having the Easter egg with the Nas, that's just wild.
Yeah,
and
man.
like you said, the bar is set high, so you really do got to kind of meet it.
Yep.
It's interesting, man. When you set your goal that high, it's like, okay, this is my standard. And other people are like, nah, but you nice. Nah, nigga, you ain't seen that.
I mean, I'm a student of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when I was thinking about, writing that joint, I was thinking about Twilight Zone by Lupe. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if y'all are familiar with that joint. Where
if I heard it, I know it.
Yeah, he like personified all the things you see in the hood, like 40-ounce bottles and Dutches and you know what I'm saying? Everything.
That was the whole album. I think that whole album was like that.
Nah, it was. Well, he has other songs where he did it, but that joint was like from like a mixtape or something like that. But the track is out of this world. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, man, if I'm gonna do it, I want people to compare my joint to those. I Gave You Power, Twilight Zone, and all those other joints. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's only like it's a very, very small percentage of people, not just let alone rappers, who could do that. Mm-hmm. Facts. It's a very small percent of that. Like when they talk about, okay, who the best storyteller in rap, it's only a handful of people they name. You feel me? You gotta put Jae Skeese in that joint now.
Let's go.
Yeah, I mean,
you
kind of have to.
You have to. It ain't
You know what I'm
kinda,
saying?
you got to.
I mean, if not for that, if not
Rick, you know what I'm saying? Nas, of course.
right.
Come on.
You know
If
what I'm
not
saying?
for that joint, then you know the picture that I paint on Sideline Saga, and which is my story.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I'm painting real pictures and telling you my story. You know what I'm saying? So even going back to Bonneville, I'm painting that picture of the East Side. You know what I mean? It's all. I'm just talking real shit. I'm just telling you stories.
Let me tell you about the East Side.
You know what I'm saying?
Man,
There you go. There you
that
go.
energy you came
Pavement
on.
is frigid. This ain't Antigua.
Bro,
you know what I mean?
Bro, we performed that joint for the first time in
it went
Austin.
up. It went up.
South by Southwest.
So
Shout out to Austin.
We can't play.
Speaking of which,
we can't
every
play
time
music?
y'all motherfuckers come out here, y'all throw a show and I'm right there.
Yo, that's a fact.
always
Always.
right the fuck there.
Always.
That's
you
a
better
fact.
be.
Always right there.
That's a fact. You
And it's
came-
crazy
came
because
to
when you're
Orlando.
out here, you're always creating too.
Yep.
Always creating.
Yeah, man. Last time we were out here, we locked in the studio. We were at Cool and Dre studio.
Cool and Dre studio, yeah.
Fly.
We was here for like we was here for a minute.
Y'all were
We
at
was
the
here for like a
studio
month.
so goddamn late that I came
Like,
home.
right, you get right. You
Where the fuck were you? You know what I'm saying? That's how that shit is. Like, what?
Real.
You weren't at no goddamn studio that late. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm telling you.
Nah,
that
that's
shit is-
Con, man. Con be working from, you know, when you
Right.
get in that mode, he be working from 7 to like 9 in the morning.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
That scene for me was just so amazing to sit
Yeah.
there and watch, like, the team environment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was over there with Mateo, and just to see that environment and basically like how he was breaking it down between each track and just having a conversation with everybody in the room.
Yeah.
And y'all already know. You know what I'm saying? But he's sitting there having that conversation with you. That shit was a crazy ass scene. Is that how the creative process, how does that work for you when you're in the studio creating your album?
I think my shit is totally different because I don't like being in the studio with nobody. I like to be in, like at the most shit. It might be OJ. I have DJ T and Potts. Like that's and then the engineer. I don't want a million people in there because like when I go in, especially when I'm working on my own shit, like my solo shit, I really don't want no influence by nobody. I just want somebody there to like really just tell me, okay, how does this sound? You know what I'm saying? Like tell me how it sounds.
Bounce ideas off.
Yeah, because like my shit is so different. You know what I mean? Just in terms of like creativity and the message that I want to get through and everything. Sometimes working with other people, I feel like I gotta bring them too much into my world, and I don't want to do that because I want it to be even.
Right.
But in order for it to work, I be feeling like, man, sometimes I gotta just not do so much of the Jae Skeese thing. I don't have a problem with working with other artists, but I'll just be trying to find that happy medium because I don't want it to be too much, overpowering.
You don't want to impose on them, but
Yeah.
But
So-
you also want to do this cohesive thing.
Yeah, so it's like I don't really like too many people being in the studio with me, and I like being in the studio early. Like I'm like if we can get in at 9, 10 o'clock, I'm cool with that from 9 to 5, like for real. And then
Damn,
I got
that
the rest of
early?
my day. Yeah,
That's different.
I like getting up and just getting to it. You know what I mean? Like late night shit, I be getting tired. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I got a 6-year-old. She be running me crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I be trying to get in there, get my work done.
Speaking of her, how does she feel about the album?
You know
And she
what?
probably heard it a long time ago.
Yeah, she
too.
heard it a long time ago. Her favorite song is Lunch Table. She sing that joint, that and Symmetry, just because they're easy to sing along with. You know what I mean? She's a kid, so she likes those joints.
All our kids love Symmetry. Bro.
Yeah, all the kids love Symmetry. You know what I'm saying? So those are like her favorite joints, and the other joints. She don't know what's going on in Burner Phone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She don't know what's going on for real in Bonneville and Revolver. So
That's good.
Yeah, right. It's a good thing. It's a good
I
thing.
was just about to say that.
Perfectly fine.
So those are like her favorite joints, man. But she's excited. She's starting to understand more about what it is that I do, whereas opposed to like maybe 2-3 years ago, it was just more so like, okay, my dad likes to rap. You know what I mean? So she's starting to get it.
That shit was fun. Whoa. We good? Nah, how does it feel? Because now I got a son.
Yeah.
Right? So now I'm starting to really start to understand all this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The boy.
And like how does this whole thing feel for her? Like, damn, daddy's a star.
Yeah.
Like, how does it feel for you? And did the relationship change a little bit? The way she's looking at you, like, damn.
Nah, hell nah. Cause I'm still just dad. At the end of the day, I don't care about where you going and who you performing for, and I don't care about none of that shit. You my dad. Like,
First and foremost.
where's my hug at? Why you ain't pick me up from school yesterday? Like, what's up? Like,
talk about that
later.
you know what I'm
Running
saying? Yeah, like I don't care.
Has
about
that
none
been
of
a little tougher on you, like being out on the road?
Oh, for sure. Like, it's been a huge adjustment because I've always been, like, from before day one. I'm talking about when she was still in the oven baking. Like, you know what I mean? I'm at all the doctor visits and, you know what I'm saying, blood drawings and all that shit. I've always been super active as a father. So it's been an adjustment, man, like, because I got to consider her before anything else I do. You know what I mean? Whether I'm going on tour or, you know, I got to book a 12-hour studio session. It's like, shit, where Nas going to be at? You know what I'm saying? Who's picking her up from school? What does she eat? Did she eat? You know, that's always my mindset. So it's been a big adjustment, man. But, you know, thank God, like, you know, her mother, Keita, my mom, you know, her mother, you know what I'm saying? And not only just them, like, extended family. Like, you know, I think OJ's mom, Aunt Dolly, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody has pitched in to really help out as, you know, we've tried to make this dream
takes a community.
really, you know what I'm saying? It takes a community. They say that anyway. Like, it takes a village. So, you know, I've seen that, you know, firsthand now with, you know, me being on the road and having to be here, be there, got to do this, got to do that. Well, can somebody hold down Nas for a couple hours? Okay, yeah, I could take her over there, go do that. And then, you know, I'm going and doing what I'm doing, picking her up, take her over here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, take a little pressure off you.
Yeah, it helps so much, man. And I'm just so appreciative of just our family, like our family tree. You know what I mean? Like, you know, me and OJ, we not blood, but shit, nothing could make us closer. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've been through everything together, for real. So
You ever go on a trip, come back home, and just be real humble by your kid? Like, just a regular ass.
what?
Like, you go on stage, pop out, go crazy, meet a bunch of people, you know, take pictures. Hey, big jewelry, do this, do that, and then come home and like.
The craziest thing is, I don't know if you saw the documentary. It just came out on Wednesday. So we dropped the documentary. It's like a 15-minute joint, and it's just about how I grew up, where I grew up at, and you know, just a lot of different things that's happened in my life. And at the end of the documentary, the guy who's filming, shout out to Yusef. He's like, "So is your dad your favorite rapper?" And she pauses. She's like, "Sometimes I say no, sometimes I say yes."
Good answer.
That's, you know what I'm saying? Like, that right there is humbling in itself.
So we got to know who's the other rapper.
There is no other rapper.
But I mean,
she likes to dance to like all types of music. She likes house music and R&B, and she likes salsa music. She likes everything.
Just like you, student of the game.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she likes everything. And then that's a testament to her mom too. You know, her mom, she's a DJ, so she plays all different types of music.
That music's all over the place.
Yeah, her music choice is all over the place.
And you're never away from her, because even when me and you went out to dinner last time, and you were on the phone with her the whole time.
Yeah, there you go.
You know what I'm saying? So you're even when you're away, you're right there.
Yeah, man. I try and make sure I tap in. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's easier than others because, you know, obviously she's in school and, you know, she's got a whole little life herself, man. You know what I mean? She's got her friends. She's always wanting to do different things, man. But, you know, at the end of the day, you know, you just got to make the effort because it's all about balance, symmetry. You know what I'm saying? Got to find that balance.
See that?
Look what it did for me.
Yeah.
So wait, so we can't play music on here? Like,
play music.
Can we like? Because I mean, damn.
We got to get the mind right.
Get the mind right.
I like that.
Hell yeah.
Mind right.
Shout out to everybody watching, too. I know there's some people watching.
Right, shout out to everybody tuning in, man.
Yo,
shout out to the Danza
We
project,
really back
man.
right now. We really on.
Yo, listen,
man.
Shout out to Chris for getting this shit set up, because he's the one that reached out to the right people, or told me who to reach out to
It's a network.
for the interior design of this new spot.
Oh,
It's
they
a
did
network.
that.
Beautiful in here,
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
by the way.
No, they
He
did
creative
It's a network.
and
Yeah, I did that.
man, they killed it. They
Shout
killed
out my
it.
boy Eric.
I never
He
thought this was
creative.
possible. I was thinking of all sorts of setups before this shit.
Bro,
And
this is
I
like-
basically gave a bunch of ideas into what I wanted to create. And I'm over here messaging them like, what do you think this table would look like? Or what do you think this chair would look like?
Yeah.
And as I was saying that, she had sent me the layout, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna just go ahead and shut up because this shit looks crazy.
That
You
shit looks
know what I'm
crazy.
saying? Yeah.
Shout out to E Creative, man. They really did do their thing, but I mean, kudos to you as well. You are the master behind this. You are the facilitator.
I went broke.
Where we at?
You can say it.
I'm just saying.
You can say it. We know what happened.
No, but like legit, like, you know, I'm a thinker, bro. I'll be honest. And I'm a victim by not being so much of a doer. I got these great concepts, these great ideas, but when me and you collab, you doing it. That's a good idea. We doing it, nigga. Let's rock. And it's a bottle of 42 on the way with it. Like, you know what I mean? So
Man, it's breaking shit.
Just being a co-host, a fellow podcaster, whatever this is, this beautiful thing that it is that we doing. It's been a blessing, my nigga.
Shout out to my boys. Clap it up to my dogs, man. The Danza.
Danza Skeese, I slap you up, but you're so far. I'm fuck up the mic. Shout out to Landon too, because I mean, seriously.
Shout out to Landon.
Early this morning, this room was not set up. I video called Skeese, and I'm like, look, I fuck with you heavy, and this is what I'm about to do. I'm about to get all this shit. I had people painting, finishing the floors, doing the walls. The TV wasn't even up there. The guy that came to deliver the TV was supposed to mount it too, because it came with the Best Buy Total Tech membership. I'm definitely calling this son of a bitch out. He came over here and he looked at it and he was like, "Yeah, can't do it." I said, "What do you mean you can't do it?" I'm gonna call this motherfucker out. And he pulls me to the side. He's like, "Y'all could come do it tomorrow." Because the Total Tech membership, it's supposed to be free.
Yeah.
You know, I'm paying for this service. This dude tried to get a side job out of it. I can't wait to call Best Buy tomorrow. Piece of shit. He's trying to get extra money out of it. He pulled me to the side. He was like, "I'll do it tomorrow." I was like, "You ain't doing shit tomorrow. This shit's got to be set up today." He's like, "I'll do it." I was like, "Yo, get the fuck out of here, bro. Go home." And he sat in his car for like 25 minutes. He's like, "This motherfucker's gonna tell on me. I'm gonna find an excuse." Yes, I told on you, you piece of shit. Set up the goddamn TV.
At least we got that there too.
But yeah, but it was such a process, and I'm grateful. You know what I mean, that you wanted to come out here to celebrate the release of this fucking album and an album of the year contender right now. You know what I'm saying? So with that said, Landon, you got the track ready for me?
Abolished Uncertainties out right now. Get your mind right and listen to this album. Woo! Come on. Fours up. Everything for Weez. Abolished Uncertainties out right now. Album of the motherfucking
Now's the time if you gotta grab it, go for it.
Oh boy was singing, boy. Really was. Really was.
When I'm viewing it in hindsight. When things get blurry, I try to remember Curry. Don't make every single shot he takes behind stripes. And he's a shooter. I'm only human and life don't come with no book on how to do it. I've been trying to get my stride right.
Listen to the man.
Yo, I've been trying to get I'm only human, so I don't possess an ounce of perfection. Trying to navigate the right moves to make mostly accounted to me making educated guesses. I spend some time on self-reflection, but I'm not the best at emotion expression. Don't even like using emojis. Probably why my tone is always misquoted when texting. I'm not great at cutting signals, so I'm constantly restoring connection. Like FaceTime when your Wi-Fi suffers from the poorest reception. I scroll the gram, I'm seeing people only showing wins. It makes me want to load my car cause I don't own a Benz. Should I remain a standout or should I go with trends? The feelings magnified inside the Explorer's lens. It got me half motivated to really go on a run like my life is open gym. Other half of me is feeling like I shouldn't be inside the deep end during open swim with broken arms and broken shins. They said technology would ease the workload, but now I'm putting even more on my plate. Addicted to the rush of trying to stay in touch with lifestyles that we lust. It really feels just like a high that we chase. I told myself I would appreciate my life more, cause even if I had everything I want, there would still be things that I would write off and take for granted. I gotta love my life, even if it ain't going the way that I planned it, and that's my word. I'm trying to get my mind staying focused on the bigger picture, but it's always clearer when I'm viewing it in hindsight. When things get blurry, I try to remember Curry. Don't make every single shot he takes behind stripes. And he's a shooter. I'm only human and life don't come with no book on how to do it. I've been trying to get my stride right. I've been trying to get my mind right.
Shout out to Terry King as well.
Shout out to Terry King.
My boy Terry King, man.
It's the king,
He's talking
bitch.
crazy.
Get your mind right, money right, ready for war. I got my mind right, nigga. my money.
Shout out T King, man.
It'll get there, but I'm ready for war. You say Curry don't make every shot, but every Curry got a Clay, and every Clay got a Poole. Mr. Poole don't get punched in the face after school.
When things get blurry, I try to remember Curry don't make every shot he take by his strikes. He's a shooter. God damn,
don't get punched in the face, nigga.
Ain't nobody perfect.
Unimpregnatable, unpredictable.
And you would think Steph Curry's shot is perfect, bro.
Yeah, damn near.
Get your mind right.
Damn near.
Meditate, manifest. Nigga, I manifested this. That's Skeese.
God gonna
He do
test
everything
you,
for
bro.
weeds.
He go back.
I'm T King. I do everything for Dio. And you do what you gotta do when you do it, how you do it. No matter what you do, nigga, do it like I do it, nigga. And that's
Do better.
do better.
Shout out T King, man, my boy.
He do them funny ass videos. So he's a comedian. He's from Buffalo, and I met him at a show. This was a few years ago. It was a comedy show / hip hop show, and so it was like, you know, he was bringing out, or they were bringing out acts of comedy, and then it would be followed by a hip hop musician.
Okay.
And then, you know, just kept going like that.
I wish Landon could loop that, the end of that.
Oh yeah,
So
right.
Yeah, that was fire, right?
Yo.
It was taking me. It was taking me.
But nah, and
Sorry.
you know, he just kept, you know, or not kept, but I'm sorry. He came out and he was you know, telling his jokes and everything. It was just fire, man. Like, he was mad funny. And normally, like,
So wait, so he was just speaking on that. He wasn't. You was doing the.
You talking about on the track?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was me doing
That's
that.
all Skeese.
It's a couple tracks because I didn't have enough time to listen to it and really like listen to it.
Yeah,
I ain't
digest
gonna
it
cap
fully.
with you, but I did listen to it, and it's a few that I had to be like, who else is on this?
Yeah, a couple of them. Like I said, you know, when I was making the album, I wanted to show everything I could do. You know, even because I'm not the most confident singer, but
Yeah,
if I'm in the studio and I catch a vibe, I'm gonna do that shit and just,
absolutely.
you know what I'm saying? Fuck
I
it.
forgot you sang on burner phone.
You forgot I sang on burner phone. You know what I'm saying? If I'm in the studio and I catch a
You
little
sang on
vibe,
burner
I'm
phone.
gonna do that shit.
Listen up, I got a story.
There was a couple of times I
to
was
tell.
looking at the track
drug
list.
Yeah,
see if
just
it
to
was
see
somebody
who
else
was
on
on there. Yeah,
But I'm looking, and it was just you.
yeah, yep.
So I'm like, okay,
He's funny as hell.
it is different. It really is different.
You know, I was fucking with T King at the comedy show, and this was years ago, and I had followed him on Instagram, and he started doing these funny reaction videos on Instagram where, you know, it'll be a funny ass video, and he'll go back and do his reaction, and his thing was always, oh man, you got to do better, do better. And I was sitting there, and I had made the record. Actually, I wrote it when I was down here. We were down here in Miami, and I got a batch of beats from Gray Matter, and that joint was playing. I think, yo, that song, it took me so long to write that song, and I never like take forever. I'm usually pretty quick, like, you know what I mean? I do my thing. And I sat there, it took me like 4 hours to write that song for some reason. And I did the first verse, and
4 hours like it's an eternity.
it's
like,
a long ass time, bro. It's a long ass time.
That's a long time for Skeese.
Yeah, it's a long time.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm normally like, you know what I mean? I'm knocking them out.
You know what you want to say.
Yeah, I knew what I wanted to say, but for some reason I didn't know how to say it because I wasn't just rapping on it. I knew I wanted to do something different on it. So I was really taking my time and crafting it. And man, I laid it down, and I was at the studio with my man Il Tone. Shout out to Il Tone. And we were sitting there. I'm like, yo, this shit would be ill if I had like somebody talking on the end of it, like just talking their shit. And I was sitting there thinking about it. I'm like, I need T King on this joint, man. Just, you know what I'm saying? Because I was thinking about my favorite albums. That's what I did for a lot of Abolished Uncertainties. I was thinking about my favorite albums, and all my favorite albums in some way, you know, it brought an element of comedy. You know what I'm saying? Like when I think about the Black Album, and I think about what song is that? Threats. You know what I'm saying? Where he had Cedric the Entertainer. Cedric the Entertainer.
I didn't know that word.
Yeah, that's Cedric.
I never knew that.
Threats.
I'm serious about mine. I'm so sincere.
I was just about to say, don't act like everybody's a student like you are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
I
You're right.
definitely didn't
But
know that.
even going back to, if you think about Good Kid, Mad City again, and that was the album that I really used as the, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is the model that I kind of want to follow, because I'm telling my story about like me and my city, and you know, you think about his parents on there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Like, Kendrick, where the fuck my dominoes at? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Crazy.
it was just, you know,
see
it's
my
always an
dominoes?
element of
You
like,
say something about
of like
dominoes?
comedy,
Left him a
because it
message.
can't all be just super serious. You know what I'm saying? And so,
But it could complement it too. It don't gotta be corny. It don't gotta
yeah,
be,
exactly.
It don't necessarily gotta be a skit even. Just something to give you that extra flavor, that extra notch, that extra room to go to. It's like having a mansion with many rooms. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's
it takes
what
you so many
that's
places.
what an album is.
Yep.
Check out this living room. Oh, bet I got 3 more living rooms. Come check out this living room. And it's all you got fish tanks. And it's like, so being able to take it there is really fucking dope. How did Terry feel about it? How was this?
When I hit him up, he was like, "Shit, you want me to be on the record?"
Yeah,
He was
like how you want me to do this?
Yeah,
Like,
he was. I was like, "Nah, just do you." But I was like, at the end of it, just go with your patented, do better shit. Like, just end it with that. I was like, I don't care what else you say. Like, just go with your shit. So he came to the studio the next day. Like, I'm talking about, it was like next day. He knew what he was gonna say. He knocked it out like one take.
that's fire.
And then he wanted to do it over, but he did it in one take. But he was like, man, let me just do it one more time. He knocked that joint out. And it was like, it was perfect. You know what I mean? It was just straight like, and that was everybody on the album. Like, even his sister, shout out to Drea. She was the one that was talking shit on Bonneville. She did that whole take, one take. And then we split it up and put, you know, the shit on the first half and then the second half. And then even Jillian Hainsworth, you know, she did the poem on Red Kool-Aid. She did that in one take.
Really?
Yeah, and Tony
She
Paul.
had it. She wrote that.
Listen,
in the
Dre is
studio,
so
or
on
that-
point.
was that-
Nah, she came with it. She
She's
came
so
with it.
on point.
Yeah, that shit.
like-
That's the highlight of the album to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was like the highlight of the album, honestly, because she kind of captured a lot of what I wanted her to capture, like to a T, on with that poem. Yeah. And you know, she knocked that joint out one take. But to answer your question, nah, she came with it to the studio.
Yeah.
But I kind of gave her an idea of what I wanted her to talk about.
Yeah.
I actually sent her Auntie Crystal because originally that song was supposed to lead into Auntie Crystal.
Okay.
Or no, it was supposed to lead in. It was supposed to go Red Kool-Aid, Sideline Saga, Auntie Crystal. Okay. So it was gonna lead.
No, that's
into,
what it is.
No, it's not. Cause
No, it's not.
Red
Right,
Kool-Aid,
right,
yeah,
right.
because we changed the sequence.
Right.
So Red Kool-Aid is now in the middle of the album.
Right. That's a fact.
Yep.
But I think it was Red Kool-Aid.
It was
Auntie
Red
Crystal.
No. It was.
Silent Saga was the
You're
last
right.
track.
You're right.
Yep.
You're right. You're right. You are absolutely right. But yeah, so it was supposed to lead because if you listen to what she's talking about, it was gonna lead right into that next song.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, because the reason why I asked is because it was so very well polished. And then,
Yeah.
I can't regurgitate the words verbatim, forgive me. But again, like the way she ended it, she flipped something on the end of it. And I was like, oh.
Yeah. She said something about the street lights.
Uh-huh.
How like, you know, she shines so bright that all the kids mistake her for the street lights. We all followed that rule. That you talking about that part? Or was it the Hey Cousin part?
I'm not gonna lie to you.
It probably was the Hey
I just
Cousin.
remember being like,
But
I gotta
even
bring this
that,
up.
She was talking.
Yeah, she was talking. She was talking. My favorite part is the part where she talks about the street Thatcher where she grew up. I always take Thatcher. It's a street that's in Buffalo on the east side that I always take when I go to my mom's house. It's like on the way. So to hear her say that, you know what I mean? It just made so much sense. You know what I mean? Like it brought it all together.
I always appreciate when you could put some poetry next to some good rap. They just complement each other so
And I think that's something that you're definitely gonna expect from any album you ever put out.
Nah, for a
The
fact.
art's gonna be inside of that. It's gonna be
it got to.
scattered.
They don't even understand his verses on that song, though. He literally just broke that down to me sitting outside.
Yeah, facts.
Like, I was like, yo, who was you talking to? He talked. I'm like,
Yeah, it's 3 different stories
That's
that I'm telling
crazy.
on Red Kool-Aid.
before she get to the poem. You know what I'm saying? So you really got to catch all. That's what I'm saying, bro. This album is going to sit with people forever. This is a timeless
And I'm
music.
mad. Go ahead.
You know what you could or should do, and just my outside looking in. If you did, you know how people do like a listening party.
Yeah,
If you recorded that in this type of vibe, and
that would be fire.
because of the level of work and the level of creativity and the interweaving of Thatcher Street, like you said, and this person's from this place, and I actually met this person on tour, and being able to have those few words could go far and do a lot. And when you get fans that hear that stuff and they say, man, when you told that story about such and that's when you get them core fans that's going.
They love it. They love it. And
Let me get the
that's
shirt.
that's
Let me get the
real good
socks. Let me
idea.
get the shoes.
Yep.
Let me get the.
That's a great idea, bro.
Hey.
That's a great idea. I'm actually, we're going to expand on that.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying? And figure it out.
go.
Yeah,
The
that gotta
other
go
thing
down.
that I really love about the album too is, and the Freeway feature it came like kind of on accident. It was like it wasn't on accident. Shout out to Freeway because he did it on purpose, but it was like something that wasn't planned.
God did that.
God did that.
Facts.
The other thing I really love about the album
Won't he do
is
it?
the fact that hell yeah, won't he do it? Shout out to Khan. But the shit that I love about it is, outside of the producers, all the features are from Buffalo.
Okay.
So Terry King, Origino, Jillian Hainsworth, Conway the Machine. Those are the only, like, you know what I mean? Those are the features.
Besides Free, yeah. Besides Free, they're the only features.
Everybody is from Buffalo, and they're all, you know, I didn't really have, you know, a bunch of big name producers on there either. I think Buddha and Grands, they both have names in the industry, and Tony Seltzer, Gray Matter. Outside of that, like, you know, I'm not saying that these people are nobodies, but they don't have, you know, the industry credits.
It's important for that.
Yeah, it's very important.
And timing wise, is very well timed.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
And that's one of the highlights of the album that I've seen is that people really love the production. So you don't always, I felt like you don't always need, you know, those big name producers to make a great project. I think the music just has to feel right.
Speak for itself.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Is there somebody or some people that you obviously have thought about, want to, or are planning to get down with and make something?
You need to, just before you answer that, and I want you to answer that, but you need to get on a record with Crit.
With Crit, yeah, it has to happen. It's already written. It's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Because did you see the video of me rapping to him in New York City?
Nah.
From 2014. Nah, it was 2015.
15 maybe.
Because that was before I had Nas.
So 15.
We had Nas, I should say. Yeah, I got a video where I went to one of his shows and there was a long line of people for the meet and greet afterwards, and I like stuck around. The show was in New York City, and I stuck around and I waited to be last so I could meet him because I'm a huge big Crit fan. But I was like, man, I just wanna rap for him. I don't even want the picture in the autograph thing that he was supposed to be doing.
Hear me.
And I waited for everybody to go. Everybody got their turn. It was 150 people in this line, and a lot of them weren't even supposed to be in the line. But that's another story. But man, I waited, and finally, it was my turn. He was like, "Yo, thank you for waiting. Like, you the last person, like the very last person." I'm like, "Yo, bro, I just want to rap for you. Like, I'm a huge fan. Like, I just want you to hear me." And I spit this freestyle for him, and he let me actually get it on camera. His security.
That's a look.
Filmed it. Yeah, it was crazy.
That's a look.
And you know, and that was in 2015, and you know, again, to meet one of my favorite rappers at that time, man, that shit did everything for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was so hyped.
I know you left that with that video like,
yeah,
I
did. I was like, yo, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? I think I hit all the homies up.
Word.
Yo, bro, I don't know what the fuck I just did. Like, this shit crazy. So it's like, man, I kind of feel like it was written. He actually asked me. I had a copy of my CD for him. I signed it. He was like, yo, sign that joint. Signed it for him. You know what I'm saying? So if he remembers, you know, that whole story,
interaction,
it would be crazy because he was like, yo, I'm gonna meet you. Like, you gonna be right here with me one day. So, you know, to really put out this album and, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, this shit was written. It's gotta happen.
Right.
That's what I love about you is a lot of people would probably try to not say, oh, you know, I was a fan of this person and I waited in line for this person. A lot of people would try to avoid that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem, and I talk about it all the time. I just did a podcast or an interview the other day, and I was talking about, I was like, yo, like, why is it not cool to be a fan of rappers? Like, we're big fans of like LeBron James and Tom Brady and all these other people.
I'm not a fan of Tom Brady.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Tom Brady either. That just was
great. He's great, but I'm just not a fan of him.
Shout out to bro too, man. He just retired. Get the fuck out of here. He terrorized us for too long, bro.
Way too long.
I like the way he ended that.
Get the fuck out of here.
Fuck out of here, bro.
It wasn't
disrespectful. Respectfully. I fuck with you, bro. Like, you one of the greatest, bro. Get the fuck out of here.
Greatest.
Yeah, he is the greatest.
He's the greatest. We can't
bro,
deny that.
You gotta get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, it was your time. You had your time, bro. It's all good. But now, like, you know, what's wrong with being like a real fan? It's nothing wrong with that. Because I know of the people that I'm huge fans of. Like, it's some people that I meet still. Like, it'd be like, yo, I can't believe I just met this nigga. Like, you know what I mean? Like, somebody like Busta Rhymes, who I used to record his songs off the radio and try and rap like him.
Tape.
You feel what I'm saying? On a cassette for real, and play them joints back. if you really want to party with me, I remember I used to run that joint back, and I'm trying to rap the lyrics and shit.
Give me some more.
What the fuck? What's wrong with being a fan?
Right.
It's nothing wrong with that. Oh, you dick riding. That's what it's called now. You can't be a fan. How is it dick riding?
That's a shame.
If somebody's great, somebody's great. Let's acknowledge it, and you know what I mean, champion that and praise that.
Right.
Why not?
That's coming from the masses of the insecurity of the socials.
Yeah.
Right now, that's where it's coming from. It's everybody got a voice. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got a voice now that can be heard.
Right.
For real. You know, before you couldn't hear everybody's voice. You know what I'm saying? You wasn't listening when everybody was talking.
That's very true.
Now, social media, like anybody can say anything.
From a fake
It could
account.
be somebody from a campaign, from a fake page, anything. They can say anything. And if it say something and you feeling it, or maybe you just ain't feeling the person that they talking about, you could be like, oh, yeah, no, you right. You dick riding.
You know what's interesting too? Like, I peeped this on Instagram. Like, two different pages would post the same video, the same viral video. It could be Shade Room and one other blog page. And if the first 3 comments go in a negative direction, everybody fall under. Yeah, fuck that. Yeah. But on the other page, it's the same exact video, nothing clipped, nothing edited, no additional captions, nothing. And it's, man, I can't believe he finally said something. Man, this is great. And everybody's like, yeah, he's a hero. Same exact video, 2 different outcomes just by the initial leading thought.
Yeah.
Right? And it's just kind of crazy. That's just
People
a
are
testament.
mind
easily
control.
influenced.
Social
Yeah,
media.
people just like to talk shit.
Yeah.
You seen that? You seen 6ix9ine just get stomped out, right? And I see all the comments on there. I be reading about all the people. He deserved what he did. You should never do that. And I'm like, you would definitely do that. You know what I mean? You would have told a week earlier. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I mean? And it's just because and there's just a lot of like Mateo likes to put the word. There's a lot of civilians out there. Yeah. You know what I mean? That you know with 100% certainty they're about to do that shit. But you see them like talking crazy, and I'm like, come on,
Right, bro.
You know what I mean?
Civilians. Like, yo, you ain't never in your life been spun.
They can get a speeding ticket and they'd be like, yo,
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you how you could Danza. You see what Danza did? You know what I mean? Just snitch on me for something. He was speeding first,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, and a lot of people, you can't take those comments to heart. People just want to talk.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, 90% of the social media, the social world, the internet, the social media world is all. I mean, we know it's Matrix. Everybody created players on that joint, man. Yeah. Everybody flawless. Everybody flawless. Niggas ain't got no problems. Ain't got no issues. You ain't got no bills, nothing due, no
and
nothing,
everybody getting
no matter
money.
what it is. And this is mind-boggling to me. We is in a recession.
Yeah.
How? How?
Nobody
Show me how y'all ain't nobody struggling right now. Okay, y'all better go play Abolished Uncertainties and get your mind right.
Nah, for real. Facts.
For real.
Yo, I don't want you to miss the question though that he asked.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
The artist that you would love to work with.
Oh man, you talking about
Producers even.
Producers?
Yeah. Or artists as well.
I mean, if I had like a wish list, like a shopping list, at the top of the list is always gonna be Pharrell, because Pharrell, he always just stood out, like, to me. You know what I'm saying? Like his
this
sound.
day.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like nobody can replicate that. It's just the sounds that he uses, like him, the Neptunes, whenever they come together. And then, like, yo, the man can rap, he can sing, he can, like, he do it all, and he just wavy, bro. Like, he's just a totally different wave than everybody else. He always been like that. Yeah. So I think P for sure. Kendrick would be crazy to work with for sure. That's my guy. Like, I draw a lot of inspiration from him.
Kendrick.
Lupe Fiasco for sure.
I could hear Lupe. I could see some Joey, some Cole.
A lot of
Is
people
Lupe
like
still
some-
fucking
definitely
around?
Cole.
Some
Oh yeah,
what?
yeah. He dropped the album last year.
Okay.
Yeah, that joint was crazy too. Drill Music in Zion. That joint was crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's another cat. A lot of people say, like, I remind them of Joey Badass.
Okay.
So it's funny that you say that. I fuck with Joey too. I really like Joey. I've always liked
man.
Joey. Fire.
I really just started getting into his music. And
Yeah.
sometimes it takes a while for me to catch somebody.
Not to take away from his new stuff.
Watching Raising
OG
Kanan.
Joey was crazy.
for sure.
Yeah, he's definitely
you
always been a
watching
spitter.
Raising Kanan, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's how I
TV
first.
show,
I ain't even. Nah, I was listening to a track
Yeah.
from him. You know, a couple tracks. I still didn't know.
Oh,
You know what I mean,
word?
I was just watching the shit like whoever this is dope. But I never watched the
Yeah.
videos. I'm like, this motherfucker can act his ass off.
Yeah.
And then I saw a video eventually, and I'm like, wait a second, wait, the whole guy.
He played the hell out of that role.
Yeah.
Nah, Joey is dope, man. Shout out to Joey. Man, it's a lot of people I would love to work with, man. Alchemist, I would love to, you know what I'm saying, get a beat from Al or get a pack from Al and put something together. That's something that I definitely would love to do. Man, it's a million cats I can name, but those are like the ones off top. Schoolboy Q, that's somebody else I would love to work with. I'm a huge Schoolboy.
I can see that. I'm gonna throw you a curveball. Yeah. If you had to do a crossover song, if we had to do a mainstream Jae Skeese, let's get the Billboard popping.
Play Symmetry.
Who could you? I like that. I like that. But for the sake of who could you? Who would you?
What I go to? I would go to the Gorillas.
Ooh, damn! Come on.
Yeah, I would do a record with the Gorillas. That would be fire. Cause
Gorillas and Pharrell, and y'all come on, man. That's a different.
You can't speak shit like that into existence because that shit.
I just got goosebumps. I like that.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
That would be wild. I saw something recently about the Gorillas. I don't know if they're doing something or maybe it was an interview or something. I saw something going around on Instagram.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but shit, hopefully they are. They're dope as shit.
Let's speak it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's all coming down the line for you.
Yeah.
You know, like a lot of people, they want to rush the process. A lot of people get uncomfortable in not being the number one guy right off the jump. They want it's all about me. It's got to be all about me. I could obviously tell, and most people could tell, you're very patient with your process. Yeah. You know what I mean? You're not rushing anything. I could really see all that coming together for you. You know what I mean? In due time. And I know that it's something that when it comes, you're ready for it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think, I think stepping into this position that I'm in with drumwork, being like the first signee, I did have some, I don't want to call them expectations, but I think I had a vision of how I thought things would go before I started really living in that role. And just being patient and just learning and understanding, especially the situation, it kind of showed me like, okay, maybe I need to take a step back from what I thought and just embrace the reality of it. And, coming up under somebody who is already a star, like, instead of me being upset about not being in the position that I want to be, maybe I need to take a step back. Maybe God put me in this position to learn more. And I had to really embrace that and really just, grow in that role. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and remain a student.
Yeah, exactly. I talk about that a lot. Like, just being coachable and being able to, like you said, be a student and just learn. Yeah. You gotta be able to do that, because if you don't, like, you don't know, everybody doesn't know everything. Yeah. So,
and you a fool if you think you do.
Yeah, exactly. Shit, any situation you in, if you're the smartest person in that situation, you in the wrong situation. Right. So, I think like you said, you know what I mean. Like, I'm just patient with my process, and I'm just embracing every step of it. You know what I mean. And you gotta embrace that. Like, I was talking to somebody. And I was like, yo, if you fuck up, like, that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can still, like, it's still a lesson in it. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's still, like, room for growth. It's cool.
Now it's like, if you fuck up on camera.
Yeah.
And then when you win on camera too, and put them side by side and let that content, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Let that shit hit, because people are gonna appreciate it. I remember when that nigga tripped on stage.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Now he doing front flips.
Yep.
I remember them days, man. I saw you in the closet studio. I saw you off like Thatcher. I saw you off, and now you here. Now you on Bars on 95 and you going crazy, man.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Now we wearing silk in, like,
trying to do it a little different.
you know he's out of Miami.
You know what I'm saying? He got his Miami drip on.
What's crazy, man, and about a lot of the people that you mentioned, like Pharrell, is you got that energy like it's nobody can knock you off your pivot. You so calm right now. If I drop the album,
I'm chilling.
I would be like, but I would also be electrified. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
But you just so calm right now, bro.
That's who he is. That's what I'm saying. Like, the album is who he is.
Yeah.
And that you don't get that, like, You
Like
knew right when he walked in the door, you know what I mean? You know, how's everything, how's the fam? And it's just so smooth, and it's just a simple transition to get into sit down, get to the show. What I want to ask you is, this shit is a business, right? Like it's a company, that you're running. Jae Skeese is his own entity, and you know, like me and Mateo talk a lot about it because me and him are always talking business, right? And we're going through the steps, and you know, like you struggle, you know what I mean, financially, and a lot of people look at it like, he made it, he's rich. It's right off the jump. It's if they see you, like they see Mateo made it making pieces, you know what I mean? He's rich. You know what I mean? He's making all this money out these pieces, but people don't really understand. Like, it's a business, and you're growing through it. And although they might see your face every single day, it's not, that doesn't mean that you're at where you want to be financially. How is that situation? Because obviously, the most of the money comes from doing shows, and obviously now that the album drops. Yeah. So what does it feel like for you in that process of being a business of Jae Skeese?
Man. It's been challenging. I'm not gonna lie, because you know you got to figure out not only just that side of it, like being that business, but you still got real life to kind of deal with. You know what I mean? And in my situation, it wasn't like a situation where I was a known artist and I had already had 1 million streams and 10 million streams, and you know I had a crazy selling history, and I'm selling out SOBs and doing this and doing that. All I really had was talent. You know what I mean? And in this day and age, a lot of labels and, you know, label heads, they're not looking for talent. They're looking for you to already have a following, because that way they can profit off of what you got going on. They're going to give you a little bag to make the money off of you. You know what I mean? Right. And so in my situation, when I stepped into it, it wasn't a situation where I got, you know, $1 million check and shit, now I'm good now. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no more problems. I'm good. I can do what I need to do and finesse and, you know what I mean, move around. So it was more so like I needed to still be on my grind and still figure shit out for myself, but also at the same time be figuring out this music shit and learning and, you know, finding ways to just, you know, still make the most out of my situation musically, because now I'm doing it full time. I've been doing it full time since 2020. You know what I mean? I haven't had a job since 2020, and my album is just coming out in 2023. Come on. You feel what I'm saying? It just came out. So it was a period of 3 years where I really had to just figure this shit out. Yeah. So to answer your question, it's been, you know, the business of Jae Skeese and figuring it out. It's been challenging, but what I will say is, before, when I was in a situation where I was like working a regular job and everything, I was comfortable. And the one thing about being comfortable is this. Being comfortable is great, right? Because when you're comfortable, you don't have too many worries. You like, shit, I'm chilling. I'm over here. I got this set up this way. I know I got this coming this day. I'm good. All I got to do is make sure I do X, Y, and Z. When you uncomfortable, you don't have an X, Y, and Z that you have to do. Right. You doing A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, elemental P, just so that you can get a X, Y, and Z to figure out the 1 + 1.
Shit.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, you see why you gotta listen to the bars.
You gotta listen to the bars.
You feel what I'm saying? You doing all this shit to do this so that you can figure out this problem and that problem. Right. But what it does is it opens up your mind, because you're uncomfortable with shit. Tomorrow I gotta pay a gas bill. It's $250. I got $50 to my name. I need $200 extra dollars. Now, if you was at work for motherfucking 8 hours, you know what I'm saying, from that 9 to 5, you focused on what you're doing there. But if you're not working and you working for yourself and you really putting it in for yourself, you got 8 hours to figure out, okay, I mean, I got 8 hours to make this $200. Right. What am I going to do? Mm-hmm. And my options are, now your options are A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, elemental P, as opposed to before, it was just X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, man, it's just that uncomfortability, man. It's almost like somebody said to me a minute ago, like, emotions are superpowers. You know what I'm saying? And like,
that's a fact.
Yeah, because like it can either make you real strong or make you real weak. You know what I mean?
And it gets you past that moment of, this is really hard.
Yeah.
It's like, well, fuck it. Yeah, it's hard, but this is what we got to do.
Yeah.
So let's go. The perfect example of that, and I always point to UFC fighters, fighters in general. And Conor McGregor is a perfect example because when he was coming from nothing and you watching him come up, it's like somebody was trying to take food out his dog bowl. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But once he started designing the Lambo yacht, his own watch, and the proper tub whiskey and all this, that boy started losing because
he's winning.
Not just that, but he had the baby.
Yeah.
The money was in the account. It's not just that. It's like the how do you say this? Like the problem with comfort, too much of it. It's like he made it now. The dog ain't in him no more. You feel me?
Yep.
Versus the cat from Brazil who's just getting out the favela and now it's time for him to eat, and Conor been eating well. It's like the fight ain't in you. You know what I'm saying? Versus, you know what I'm saying?
But that's what I mean by saying like he's winning, right? Like you got all these other things. You inevitably take the like the smaller things, and you see it in the growth of a lot of artists. They start grabbing new fan bases, and people start hating on them like if the music got more trash or something. You just kind of drifted away. You're living a new life. And so now you're reaching out to an entirely new fan base because the shit that you're talking about, if it's authentic, right, it's shit that you're actually going through. When you think about it, like what Conor McGregor is going through, when he loses those fights, it might hurt him emotionally a little bit, but he still gets the opportunity to sit there like, man, I just made $10 million. You know what I'm saying? So and he's winning. So like, yeah, he got his ass beat. But that's a good ass whipping. Because if I could get my ass whipped for $10 million, yo,
could be worse.
Come beat my ass for $10 million. And guess what? Anybody in this motherfucking room is gonna get their ass beat for that $10 million. And that's kind of what we do in business.
Yeah.
Because we get when you start a business, I hate when people look at people and like, oh, they just had it handed to them. Like nobody really understands how that grind works. That's why I asked that question. It's like nobody understands how much it takes from you.
Yo, it's crazy. Somebody just said that to me. So somebody hit me up. It was, I think, Tuesday, and sent me a text, and it was like, yo, I know your album is coming out, and like that's amazing, but they were like, I just want to tell you that I appreciate you for the shit that you don't say. And I was like, what you mean? And it was like, yo, I know for a fact it's been plenty of nights where you didn't sleep, or it's been plenty of nights where you just like you put it all on the line. Like you might have said, "Fuck it, I'm going and getting a plane ticket, and I'm not buying, whatever it was that you needed. I'm not paying this bill, or you know what I'm saying?
Skip a meal.
I'm doing whatever. Skipping a meal. Yeah, I'm skipping a meal. I'm making those type of decisions to really pursue this dream, and those are the things that people don't see. So if you don't say nothing about it, they don't even know about it. But this person was like, yo, I know that you've had those days and those nights because I've watched you go from literally from the bottom of this shit to where you are now.
What you doing now?
And that person was like, I just appreciate you for the things that you haven't said because I know that you've been through that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And where do you feel like you are?
Like right now?
In that.
Yeah. In terms of what?
Like, so for me, when I'm in business, I'm like somebody will look at me and like, he's doing pretty good for himself. He's got, like you pull up to the crib and you see what I got. You look at the podcast.
Hello.
But I personally feel like I'm just starting to crawl out.
Yeah.
But where do you feel like you're in?
I feel like I ain't even crawled out yet, for real. Cause I feel like, even with yourself, like what you just said, you set the bar so high for yourself. You know what I mean? It's easy for somebody to look, and it's the same way with me, because people look at me and they're like, yo, you next to Conway the Machine, you just dropped an album, you just killed bars on I-95, nigga, you on top of the world. I know people look at me like that because I know, like, I just know.
It's happening.
You know what I'm saying? Like, people, I know people, you know what I'm saying? And I can say this week, I've got more messages from people I haven't talked to in years than ever in my life. You know what I'm saying? But that's just, we set those high standards for ourselves. So, we just looking at it like, shit, I'm just getting started. And that's kind of how I feel because even like with my team, you know what I mean? Like we not like a well-oiled machine yet. Like we know what we doing, but shit, we all got to be a well-oiled machine for us to even get to that next level.
Yeah.
And that's even with me. Shit, it's still things that I need to do and need to be more open to doing and things like that for me to, you know, really be where I see myself. I don't see myself just being like, you know, a hip hop artist and doing this, that, and the third. Like, it's a million things I want to do. I'm a creative person. You know what I mean? Right. So it's still more. It's still a lot more that I want to do. And you know what I mean? I feel like if it was a cave I was in and I was in the back of that motherfucker before I signed the drum work, I'm like just getting towards the front of it and seeing, I'm just getting towards the front of it, peeling back the cowhide and kind of looking, you know, oh, what's over there? Oh, okay. Yep, the lake over there, tree over there, some deer over there I could kill.
Y'all got birds?
Yeah, some birds over there, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's where I feel like I'm at with it right now.
So it's we here, but I got to go to work every day. I still got to clock in. And
every day.
Yeah, we here, but still gotta, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So speaking about Joey Badass, is that something that you would be interested in doing, to transition into an acting career as well?
I mean, I don't know if I will be an actor.
It's not on the table.
It's not on the table. Yeah. Shit. I might take some acting classes and see what I could do. You know
I could tell you truly appreciate art.
Yeah.
In its purest form.
Yep.
So I feel like that's something that you would just, if that opportunity presented itself, you would be so tapped into that as well.
Yeah, for sure. I think I could do that. I think I could do anything. You know what I mean? I think even putting out my album, that showed me that. You know what I mean? I can literally do anything if I put my mind to it. So
fly.
You know what I'm saying?
How does it feel to be like? I feel like I know, because I know people as well.
Yeah.
And I know it feels good. Mm-hmm. But tell me from your point of view, how it feels when you're opening up your phone and it's just like you're tagged and all this shit saying album of the year, album of the year, album of the year.
It's a crazy feeling, bro, because it's like I knew I was sitting on like a missile. I knew I had a project that people could hold to such a high regard. You know what I mean? I knew I had that because I knew in the process of making it what I was making. You know what I mean? Like, I was doing these songs back to back. Like, I think in 1 week, I think I recorded Bonneville, Sideline Saga, and no, it wasn't Burner Phone. It was Bonneville, Sideline Saga, and Lunch Table. I recorded those 3 songs in like a week.
Same week.
You know what I'm saying? And I remember I was pulling up on my homie and like, you know, playing him like those records, because I think it was like one day, or two. It was 2 in 1 day and then another day. The last one in another day, and he was just like, "Yo, like you on fire right now, bro. Like what you going with? These is all like album records." Like, shit, man. I was just like a man on a mission when I was working on that album, like back in like 2021, like late 2020 and early 2021. I was on some bullshit, bro. I was like, yo, I gotta get this shit done, and this shit gotta be fire. And like, you know what I mean? Like, I just knew I had something crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I knew it was going to be something that people weren't necessarily ready for. Like, the songs like Bonneville, nobody, like you said earlier, nobody had heard me rap like that with that type of aggression and passion. So I knew it was going to work because it's something fresh. Like, people thought they had me figured out already. I'll put it to you like that. Like, we were talking earlier, like, about how it was a lot of people saying a lot of things, like hating or being negative. That was because people thought they already had me figured out as an artist, when in actuality, people hadn't even heard my music. Like, if you heard the Big Ghost tape, I said it the other day, Big Ghost tape, all the features that I did with Conway, Revolver Ocelot, Iroquois Pliskin, if you heard those projects, like those and all the features, so that's like 3 or 4 projects, and then all the features that I did with Con, features that I did with Love, all you heard me doing on those was just trying to, like, big shout out to Love the Genius. Mm-hmm. All you heard me doing on those was just trying to prove that I could rap. That's all it was. For real. It wasn't me being creative. It wasn't me, like, trying to get in my bag. It wasn't me, you know what I'm saying? Like, trying to, you know what I'm saying? Trying to really show you who Jae Skeese is as an artist. Like, put a little. With Abolished Uncertainties, you got Jae Skeese the artist, not Jae Skeese the rapper. You got the artist with that album. And, like that. You know what I'm saying? It was, you know, I don't know if it was, I wasn't doing it like consciously. I just knew that when it was my time, it was gonna be my time.
I was gonna say it's the timing.
Yeah, it's the timing.
It's
you
the
know what I
timing.
mean? Like I'm talking about like crack in the '90s, and you know what I'm saying, Grace and Sister Abigail. I'm on them shits. I'm just rapping. I'm literally just rapping. So everybody is like looking at it like, oh nah, this dude like he ain't got shit with him. You know what I mean? Like he got some bars.
Hearing the album and then seeing you in person versus the last time I saw you, it makes complete sense. Bro.
Yeah.
It makes a complete sense.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like you could. Again, it goes back to that. I feel like I'm pretty good with people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And okay, I was about to say what happened with the lights. I feel like I'm pretty good with people, and I observe where, it seems like somebody's stepping into that light.
Yeah.
Because that light shines, and you walk in the room. Initially, you walk into a bright room, you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
The fuck is going on out here?
Yeah.
Just like when somebody walks on stage for the first time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like
aura.
You know what I mean? The first podcast where I'm like,
I don't know what I'm gonna say.
I think we're live right now. Everybody, we got some stuff to talk about, right? So you're jumping out into that light.
Yep.
And you can see it.
Yeah.
Like the fan base could see it. The people that really understand people can see it.
Right.
And at first when that light hits you, it's like, okay, I'm here. And you're nice. You got the talent. But now it's like, you know that with 100% certainty that fan, they're waiting to see you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you came out here in Miami, you jumped on stage, and I was like, this motherfucker's getting into his bag.
Yeah, for real. I was feeling it that night.
Yeah, you knew you were about to snatch some fans out of that crowd.
Yeah.
Is that like what do you feel like you're doing when you walk out there on these stages? Like, are you trying to just be like, yo, you're about to be my fan now?
I think it's kind of like that. It's funny you say that because I've been trying to figure that out too. You know what I mean? It's just like it's like a moment, I guess, where it kind of clicks. And I think I had that moment like recently. You know what I mean? Where it's like, you're not where you was before in 2021 when you were trying to still get Conway to understand like your vision for your album and trying to make sure that every track, like, people like Conway understands that, you're going to bring your best every time. You're not in that position no more. You've done countless records now, you know what I'm saying?
I know
like,
what it is now.
Going crazy. You know what it is now. You know what I mean? Now it's time to live in like who you are, you know what I'm saying? And really showcase that. And I don't know. It's funny you asked that because I was trying to figure that out too. But I'll equate it to this. So I watch YouTube a lot. And some of my favorite YouTubers. So one of my favorite YouTubers is Doka Ryan. So what he does is he takes these like mason jars and he'll take anything and everything. Like he's done like tuna fish and
pickle everything.
No, he doesn't pickle it. What he does is he'll take like, tuna fish, cotton candy, whatever, and then he'll pour it in with like whiskey, right? And then he'll let it sit for a week, and then he'll go back, take a spoon, eat it, and then he'll take a shot and see, and then he gives like a rating on it.
Like a tuna whiskey. And,
yeah, like he does this shit. Like I'm sorry,
No,
but
this is a big thing right now.
It's very, very, very entertaining. Like the way that he does it specifically. Like I like the way that he does it because he makes me laugh. And so I remember one day I said, yo, I really like his videos. I want to go back and watch, like, from when he first started doing it. Now, I had been watching him, so I'm watching just his whole routine, the way that he goes through and does it, because every video is the same. And you can if you watch, over time, he grew that confidence to where you know exactly what he's going to say and the way that he's going to do it. It's going to be funny as shit. It's different every time, but it's the same every time. And I think over time, you start to just kind of see that confidence grow because you know what you're doing. I've been doing this shit. And I think it's the same way with me. Like, shit, I've been doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? I've been getting on stages. I've been going crazy. I've been creating at a high level. I'm rapping with Conway the Machine and Love the Genius.
Come on.
What more we got to say?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm creating. You know what I'm saying? With these people. And they're amazing artists.
That's a mind state that I teach or try to coach people with. We're in sales, right? And when you hire somebody, a new sales agent, you got to give them the confidence and give them the sauce and tell them, hey, this is how we say it. This is why we say it. This is such and such, and rebuttals and this, that, and the third. There's a lot of psychology going on. But you got to tell them one of the biggest messages is you need to encounter these issues because these issues are going to repeat themselves. But once you faced it, you know how to handle it. So now, the first time you're going to be shaking in your boots. Okay, I don't know what to say. Oh, fuck, I don't know what. I think I fucked up. But now you've seen it. And when you see it again, I've been here before. Yeah, man, just do it like this. Say it like this. Do it, you know how to navigate. And it's every time you see a new issue, a new trials, a new tribulation, you meet it with open arms because it's like, okay, well, now I know how to tackle that. Yeah. And I hope it come my way again because now I'm going to triumph and I'm going to capitalize and I'm going to be better. Yeah. You know, you got to have that tweak in the mindset. You could be a victim or you could overcome and get past that. It's not just about getting to the top of the hill. You got to get over the hill and beyond that and over the hill and beyond that and keep this shit going. People think you get to the top and that's it. We just chilling at the top. Nah, my brother.
It's new levels, new devils.
Come on. I hate saying that, but damn, it's fucking.
That's a fact.
You get that new notch and it's like, this shit is hard. But hey, I got more money in the bank. I got more such and such and just keep it moving. But it's an important mind state.
Yeah, that's a fact.
When I was coming up and trying to figure out who I was, I got into the music scene for a little bit, and I was doing music. And when I did shows, when I would fuck up a lyric on stage, I was like, oh, man. And it would kill me. Damn. And I'm like, damn, I fucked up the show.
I don't know what that
and then
feels like.
I'd watch it. And I'm like, where did I fuck up again?
Yep.
But in my head, it was killing me.
Yeah.
And I feel like, those mistakes, when you go back and watch it, you're like, okay, it's okay for me to fuck up.
Yeah.
It's okay for me to make that mistake because I'm going to get it. But then the next time you come up, now you're a lot more confident.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You keep doing it and doing it and doing it again. Like, it's okay.
It's important.
It's okay to make those mistakes. You grow through them.
And a lot of the time, something that you think a mistake is a mistake. Like, people don't even realize that you fucked up. So, and that's like anytime I fucked up on stage, I always just kept going. You know what I mean? Yeah. And people don't ever like, shit, yeah, you
fucked up where?
I know you said this and you said this. It never happened.
Like I say it like this. I got my barber flies in from Puerto Rico every other week.
Yeah.
Now she's got a grandkid on the way. Yeah. She ain't been flying out. So I ain't gonna directly say, but I call my man up. I'm like, yo, who's your barber? He gives me his barber. I go get my cut from his barber. He's like, yeah, he's nice. That shit was terrible. You know what I mean? So like, so I'm sitting there like I can't go outside for 2-3 weeks. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's good that I work from home because I ain't going outside. Yeah. And I'm thinking I'm looking online for new caps to buy. You know what I'm saying? Like I got to buy a lot of hats. This dude fucked up my head, but nobody else noticed it.
Yeah.
But my God, did I notice it? You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting there looking in the mirror like, let me get this straight edge out. You know what I mean? Trying to figure it out, trying to get my shit right. But in reality, the outside world can't see it. Yeah. I can see it. You know what I'm saying?
You know what else too, man? Right. Like sometimes your fuck ups could be a stroke of genius. Like you talk to any beat maker, they might stumble on another package like, oh, wait. No, open that up, put that in, man. Double it, speed it up. And it's that little fuck up, that little hiccup might actually be a stroke of genius. You can't just write that off the list. Include that too. When you get everything in order and you look back, how much of this are we going to keep? How much of this are we going to lose? Consider that little hiccup. Throw it in the pot and see what that do. You know what I'm saying?
It might be the extra sauce you need. Yeah, that's a fact. Somebody, and I see it from time to time. Somebody said, I don't know why Skeese when he rhymes, sometimes he'll drag out his punches, or he won't rhyme in the pockets that you normally hear.
The norm.
The norm. I do that on purpose, bro. You think I've been rhyming since I was 13. You think I can't just sit here and just I do that on purpose. That's what I do. It's part of my style. I'm doing it so that I can stand out. Right. And I figured that out. It wasn't even a thing where, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It came over time, and I just said, yo, that's part of my arsenal. I'm doing that.
I feel like that makes it fun, too.
Yeah, because it's different.
Yeah.
And it's a challenge.
It's a challenge.
It makes me uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would be real easy to just do da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. Why do that when I could do da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why not? Fuck it.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, before we take off, what I want to know is, and I want to listen to is, we played a couple tracks. What's yours? What's the one that captured you? What's the track that you feel like people might not appreciate enough yet? But that's the one for you.
Red Kool-Aid. We was just talking about it in the car. It's like that joint, like OJ was saying, I told 3 different stories. You know, the verses are short, but I told 3 different stories. Like one about me, one about somebody that I fucked around and lost. It was a woman that I fucked around and lost being stupid. And one about somebody who didn't believe in me in the ways that I thought, you know, they should have believed in me. And it came back to kind of bite them in the ass. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then, you know, you got Jillian on there, Jillian Hainsworth. She's going crazy at the end with the poem. My man Origino on there, just floating and just giving that good, you know, background, that body, those vocals. And then, you know, I'm on there singing too. You know what I mean? Low key in the cut. So it's just it's a good song, man. It's a great song. And I feel like it's one of them songs where, like, not every artist could make a song like that. You know what I mean? Like, when I listen to Umi Says by Mos Def, like, if you know the record, my Umi says, shine your light on the world. Yeah. Like, who else can make that song?
Yeah. It's got his signature all over it.
I can't think of another artist that could make that song the way that he did it.
That's like a one-take song, too, though. It sounds like a live.
I saw him do that live. I watched him do that live back in July of last year. Really? So it's like just one of those things. Yeah, I saw Black Star live, so it was him and Talib. They put on a fucking clinic. Like,
where was this? What city?
This was in Denver.
Okay.
Yeah, I was out there with Conway, and he had told me about the show. I was out there actually for like a week with him, and he was like, "Yo, come back through, because you know we're gonna go to the Black Star show." So I went back, and I had the opportunity to meet. I'm sorry, not Mos Def. What does he go by now? What's his new name now? Yasin Bey. Yasin Bey. I got a chance to meet him. Met Talib. A few other legends were in the building. Pharoah Monch was there. Dad Perez was there. So it was a super
hip
dope
hop show.
It was a super dope hip hop show, bro. It was a good night. It was a real good night.
Denver, like that's good energy too.
And they were at a great venue. We actually played that same venue on the Griselda tour. It's like a newer venue. I forget what it's called, but it's a beautiful
Crescent Ballroom.
Okay. Beautiful stage.
Always on his shit.
Yeah, I mean that's the part of the game he's a part of. So
right,
it's just like, who else can make Umi Says? Nobody else can make that. And I feel like that way about Red Kool-Aid. Like, I remember I was sitting there. My daughter was in the bathtub, and I was writing that song. Like, she was maybe 3 or 4 at the time, and she was just in the bathtub, whatever. I'm sitting there, and I had the beat playing. And the beat is, and I'm just listening to it, and I'm like, how can I get on this beat and make it? I wanted to make a song that didn't sound like anything else ever. So how can I get on this joint and like just create? Just create something different.
That's a tall order.
Yeah, and then when I found that flow, it was almost like, yo, this is it right here. And then it was just filling in the lyrics. And joint.
It's crazy.
So I think something that we spoke about before. I believe you said you're sober?
Yeah.
Fully sober. Mm-hmm. When you finding that creative groove, it gotta be at nighttime.
Yeah,
or do you just catch inspiration?
I feel like this guy grinds around the clock.
It's around the clock.
Because I know you like to, like as you said, you'll go in the studio and you know, real business minded. 9 a.m. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Mm-hmm. But naturally, I feel like creativity hits me at night more so, and especially if I smoke. So you remove the smoke, and I need that nighttime. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Me personally, like, a lot of my shit comes. Like, I'll be driving and just have a beat on because I'm not thinking about it. If I think about it too much, then I won't be able to really catch a vibe.
Pinpoint it.
You know what I'm saying? That's usually when I make my best shit. And usually I'm not even, like, I'll be driving.
You driving, not you as a passenger.
Yeah, I'm driving. I'm at the steering wheel.
Because I know a lot of people say they have great thoughts while flying.
Yeah.
And that's you just as a passenger. Yeah. So while you driving, that's interesting.
Yeah, I'm like, cause I'm focused on, cause I do the same thing when I paint, right? When I paint,
Of course, this fucking guy paints.
Of course, of course. When I paint, I usually have something else on to distract me. So I'm like, whatever is going on, I'm not thinking about it too hard. I'm painting from my subconscious almost. So it's kind of the same thing if I'm driving.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying? I'm really paying attention to the road, but at the same time, I'm listening to this beat in my head. So that's like secondary. And then the third thing, again, it's kind of like in my subconscious. Now I'm coming up with melodies and harmonies and, you know, what I want to say. I'm like, oh, shit, okay, yeah, that sounds dope. And I'm not thinking about it too much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And when you find that, how do you capture that?
I mean,
pull out the phone, you pull out the iPhone
yeah,
notes?
I usually pull out my phone, but I usually do voice notes.
Yeah, okay.
So even in crazy story about that shit. So that last record, Auntie Crystal, on the album, on the outro, I got my brother, man, Weez, rest in peace. He's on the outro talking shit.
Oh, word.
And I found that joint. I found that voice note just going through my phone because, you know, like I said, I always take voice notes. Yeah. And this voice note was from like 2017. I had him send me some shit for a song that I thought I was going to put out and I didn't put out. And I found it. And, you know, it fit the end of the album so crazy, man. I don't know if you heard that part, but, you know, it's at the end of the album and he's just, you know, talking his shit. And it fits so perfect, man. Like, just to send off the album, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, I always go through the voice notes and, you know, I might, you know, pick up a melody and then I'm doing that, or, you know, I might have a few lines and I'll put
tempo,
those down.
Just something.
Yeah, something, because I'll forget it. Like it'll come and it'll go. Pause.
Because I know that's something that's a lot of people think or struggle with. It's like, I need a studio right here, right now, or I need to be able to access a studio right here, right now, because I don't know when the inspiration is gonna hit me.
I mean,
you know,
it's crazy. That's something that I talked to with about Love one time. I Love the Genius. We were talking about how like at where we are with it now, we can't be afraid to not be inspired to create. You get what I'm saying? So you got to do this shit even when you don't feel like doing it, because you could be missing out on an opportunity. So you got to push through that.
Yep.
You know, I've done it plenty of times because I used to always think that too. Like, shit, now I need to be inspired. It need to be this time. I need to have a drink. I need to be doing this and doing that.
Stars got to be aligned.
Yeah, like, nah, hell nah. You don't need none of that. All you got to do is just have a drive to want to be whatever it is you want to be.
Now, before we get into Red Kool-Aid,
yeah,
I need to know, right behind you, we got this. You're talking about art and painting.
Yeah.
How did that artwork come to play for your album?
So shout out to my man Jay Blessing Art, man. I was just a big fan of like what he does with like the abstract art, and I found him on Instagram like one random day because I follow a lot of artists, and I don't even know where I found him at or like who directed me to his page or whatever. But I found his page and I followed him. And so originally I was gonna go with a different artwork for my cover. I had two different joints. My man Gene Gray, he did one for me, and it was like some shit. It was like with like this open sea, and it was like somebody reaching out, and there was like a big question mark. And I loved it at first, but then, you know, going along down the line, you know, from 2021 to now, I changed my mind on it, and it's still like a dope piece, but it just didn't make sense for like my vision of the album. So I changed up, and then I had something else that I was going to kind of run with. And then I was like, I still don't know because maybe it's not the time for that yet. And then I was like on Instagram scrolling one day, and I'm like, yo, I never reached out to Jay Blessing, man. I love his shit. And so I'm scrolling, like happened to see him on Instagram. Yo, boom, 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 boom. Yo, what's good, bro? Shit, tap in. Yo, let me get your number. Yeah. So I shot him a text. Yo, bro, I've been working. You know, I'm about to drop this album. I love your art. Like, you know what I mean? This is my idea. What do you think? Oh yeah, I could, man. Shit, give me a second. I can whip something up.
Like that?
Yeah, yo. It was like literally within like a couple of hours. Damn. And
come on.
Damn. He sent me this one, and there was like a few other ones that he sent me. He sent me like a bunch of different faces, and so when you look at it, the left side is actually, it's like a frown. You know what I'm saying? Because here in the middle, those are like teeth with like the lips and everything.
Yep.
That's like his signature. That's how he makes his faces.
I see.
And then on the right side, it's like, you know, kind of like a smile. So it's going from the chains to like the bust down the Cuban.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And then it's like just that gaze and that stare. It's just kind of like looking like right into your soul. So it's like telling you what's going on. Like this is from the soul. You know what I mean? But it's to represent going from, you know, having those chains on your mind. So when I was thinking about naming the album Abolished Uncertainties, I was thinking about just the chains that you can put on your own mind. You become a slave to your own mind through having uncertainty and doubt. You know what I mean? And so once you do that, you kind of get in this cycle of, you know what I mean, like not being able to recognize your potential because you're caught in this like in these chains. You know what I'm saying? You're a slave to your own mind. And so with the album, I was releasing myself from those chains, and I wanted to shine, and I wanted to, you know what I mean, be the best version of myself. I wanted to be gold. You know what I'm saying?
That's fly. It looks like you're watching it happen. Like,
yep, exactly.
It's all happening.
I feel like that's a rich eye right there. Like that's Donald Trump's eye looking at me right there.
Almost.
You know what I mean?
Because the yellow and red and everything, the gold, it just kind of reminds you of his hair, probably.
To your point, though, it kind of reminds me of kind of like Mona Lisa, where they say, is she smiling?
Yeah.
Or is it a scorn? And the longer you look at it, you like,
I don't know.
yeah, because
That's a fire cover.
Yeah, thank you. Jay Blessing Art, man.
Very fly.
Yeah, he did his thing, and you know it.
Very
What I really wanted more than anything, I wanted something that was gonna catch your attention and make you look at it, and try to figure out what was going on. So when he sent me that one, you know, and my homegirl Janique, shout out to Janique Hurd, man. Like she really helped me out a lot. She's credited on the album. That's why I said her first and last name so that people know who she is. I wouldn't ever say anybody's first or last name like that. But, you know, she helped me out a lot with kind of making the decision on which face to kind of go with. And she didn't even understand it at first. Like, she was like, what is this? Like, you know, I don't get it. And then I had to show her, like, his Instagram. And, you know, yo, this is like his style. This is his, you know what I mean?
This is why.
And then when she saw it, she was like, okay, I get it. This is dope. So, you know, I love it, man. Like it's
fire.
It's fire.
Explain to me abolished uncertainties. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, so like I was saying, it's like, you know, just, you know, when I was thinking about coming into this situation with Conway and signing the contract for the record label and being the first artist signed, what I really felt was like, with the opportunity I was given, there was no longer going to be any uncertainties as far as what my mark was going to be in the game. Like I'm really going to have at least one album come out. I signed for more than one, but I'll have at least one. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it was just like a real super uncertain thing for a long time because what opportunity was I going to get to really put out an album and, you know, go and tour the world and do the things that I wanted to do my whole life. And so in that, like I said before, like it was just kind of, I was just in this cycle of just like worrying about it and, you know, being depressed about it and not knowing what to do and not knowing what steps I needed to take to go forward. Because I was comfortable working at my job, you know what I mean? Like I needed to quit my job in order to get to this point. Like I had to do that. It was like a leap of faith. And if I wouldn't have did it, I wouldn't be here right now. Because I put myself into a position where I couldn't fail. Like it was I got my daughter, I got a place, I got things that I got to do. Yeah. So
you bet on yourself.
Yeah, I bet on myself.
That's what it is, man.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
So
abolished uncertainties.
Yeah.
Out now.
Out now.
Out motherfucking decade.
It's everywhere.
Right about now.
Hey, I appreciate. I'm gonna reach over this time. I appreciate the opportunity.
Brother,
that's for real.
Dogs.
I appreciate it. Chris, welcome back. It's fucking finally time.
Hey, man, it feels good. It feels good. The place looks better than ever. Y'all seen it live. We getting the mics adjusted, the sound adjusted.
Yeah. That's perfect Danza Project fashion.
Man, let's
Danza
go.
Project is back.
Yeah. Back. And it's just we're just doing baby steps.
Landing on the boards.
We're gonna be there, landing on the boards.
Landing
Let us get that red Kool-Aid before we sign out.
Please. Come on.
Appreciate everybody for tuning in.
Yeah, I'm made different and I hustle hard because the pay's different and my pain's different, so it weighs different on my brain different. Check me out, I'm a hitchhiker and I'm hitched high to the high road. Low souls wanna sell high but wanna buy low and wanna fly low for a fly home, and I give it to them cause my heart's big. See, I talk and I walk big. When the road splits and the fog's big, I choose you, never forfeit for you. Only for you. Yeah, I'm made different and I hustle hard because the pay's different and my pain's different, so it weighs different on my brain different. Check me out, see I lost you when I lost cool with my lost ass like a lost mule. I was lost thinking how I crossed you was a boss move. I lost, got my heart hooked like a harpoon on my flesh now, there's a war wound. I ain't play fair, then I lost tune with the way that your harp swoons. It's cool, it's cool, Yeah, I'm made different and I hustle hard because the pay's different and my pain's different, so it weighs different on my brain different. Check me out, when I got here at the top tier, you was shocked there and you dropped tears. Had the high fears when you hide, yeah, there, flock here. I'm a pioneer, a laid track they was not near. It was locked here in a box square, had to break out, made the lock tear. Yeah, that's how it is. That was for me, also for you. Yeah, I'm made different and I hustle hard because the pay's different and my pain's different, so it weighs different on my brain different. Check me out, check me out. Check me out.
Experience the ups and downs of being poor and black. I've had my gas off in the winter, lost my neighborhood to crack, but I still thought that I'd be fine. You know, work hard and toe the line, stack some papers, set some goals, and then I'll thrive. Spent so much time searching for the American dream just to realize it's all a lie. At least I'm alive. I know beautiful babies that didn't even make it to 5, so who am I to complain? I grew up in the church and understand the importance of counting my blessings and learning my lessons, staying committed to growth. That's how I got through all the times with no hope. That's how I got through that moment when I was a kid and found out for the first time that my parents ain't perfect. I found out what hurt is, and that almost broke me. But I didn't see the big picture, didn't know they were hurting, falling victim to a system that handed them drugs and guns and stripped away their resources and buried all their sons. The exact same system that buried Trayvon and took away some of my day ones that could have easily been me. I've been bombarded with uncertainties, and when I abolished them, I was blessed with a hunger. And as I grew older, my hunger grew stronger and stronger. I was drowning, now they couldn't keep me under if they tried. Now I put on for my city, for the 716, for my front porch on Thatcher where my dreams manifested, for a bloodline infused with resilience that shines, and a culture beaming with Fred Hampton's pride. He loved the people, so do I. So I offer up my heart and my mind and my gifts and my pen and all my wisdom within, armed with my aunties by my side. They pray, I rise. And that kid who was never given a chance was given a set of wings to take flight. Now I'm shining so bright that all the kids run in the house because they mistake me for the street lights. We all followed that rule. But from constantly being bullied in school to everybody saying they my family now, I'll always move cautious, but I'll always give that energy back. So put your hand up if you black. If your hand up, you my cousin. Hey cousin, say it back.
Hey cousin. Hey cousin.
Shit right there, bro.
Hey, cousin.
I almost want to cry.
Everybody's going through
Every time I hear that song,
cause we got what you want, and we got it right
ladies,
now.
shut that music up.
Bitch, let me tell you about this
man.
broke ass nigga.
Oh man,
Right into it.
Abolished Uncertainties out now.
I might have just woke up again right now.
Abolished Uncertainties out now, man. Get the fucking album, man.
Get the album,
Run
man.
that shit up.
Hey, let's make that number one.
And where's,
Grammy on the way.
and where's the documentary?
It's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah, it's called In Search of Symmetry Folds Up.
Okay, let's go.
All right, my man, I appreciate you again for coming through. It's been a beautiful motherfucking night. I love that I got the opportunity to kick this project off of mine with kicking off your project, man. I appreciate
Go
you.
hand in hand.
Yeah,
The episode and the album go hand in hand.
what is this? Episode 102.
102.
Yeah.
So I expect on the next album we got the Danza Project shout out on it.
Of course, of course. Come on, bro.
102, nigga.
I appreciate everybody for tuning in. We're signing out.
Danza.
Let's go.